Okay, I wasn't planning on this video being a live not being a live. Okay, frick, what am I saying? Okay, I was not planning on this video being a non-live commentary episode of Skyrim Saturdays because but when I was looking at this video and how it turned out, like this episode of me doing some starting Dawnguard stuff, the audio, like my voice was really freaking spunky, and I don't know what happened. Like I don't know if it was my mic or my Elgato. Like it was just like I sounded obnoxious, like really bubbly. Blah, 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 blah. So I just decided, screw it. It's Oscar weekend, so might as well use this video as an excuse to talk about some Oscar nominees. Because I've seen I have seen Get Out, Dunkirk, Three Billboards, and Shape of Water, and what was the other one that I've seen? I'm just pulling up right here. I think those are all the ones I've seen and reviewed. Yeah, I've reviewed Shape of Water, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Get Out, and Three Billboards. Unfortunately I did not get around to seeing Call Me by Your Name or Phantom Thread or The Post. I wanted to, but there was literally no time for me to do so. I was pretty disappointed. With schoolwork and other things going on, it's just been a really hectic start of the semester for me viewers, and spring break is around the corner, and but I have seen Lady Bird and Darkest Hour. Neither of those I got a chance to review, so this video is gonna be 3 mini reviews, just me briefly talking about those films and an additional Oscar nominee, which is not just restricting it just one category, if you guys know what I mean. There's another Oscar nominated film I've seen that I have not reviewed. I didn't even get to see it in theaters. I did see Lady Bird and Darkest Hour in theaters though. It was on my end of the year break from making YouTube videos. It's just that part of the year. I was like, okay, I'm giving the viewers Christmas, the time between Christmas and New Year's, to ask me whatever questions for my Q&A. So that's why I didn't review Lady Bird or Darkest Hour. But yeah, anyway. Let's just talk about Lady Bird briefly. So mini review. Lady Bird is fabulous. I think it set a record on Rotten Tomatoes for 99% or something like that. And yeah, honestly guys, believe that high percentage. This film, Saoirse Ronan has to be one of my favorite actresses now, because every movie she's in, she was in almost every movie she's in, because she was in The Host. That movie's complete garbage. But she was also in Brooklyn, nominated for an Oscar. Oh boy, sorry about all the background noise. What's up? And and she was in she's in Lady Bird as Lady Bird's a nickname for her character in this movie, but it's a coming of age story, kind of like Edge of 17, but honestly, it's so much better than Edge of 17 if you ask me. Edge of 17 was a fantastic movie. It came out last year. But this film, I guess it was a lot more relatable to me, because she's going to a Catholic school and she's struggling, getting to colleges, and just a lot of family problems, and her walking her own path, maybe not be so Christ-like. I mean, as someone who's raised Catholic and brought up in a Catholic household, I relate to the themes very well in this film of coming of age. It's not even about religious stuff, because she does a lot of crazy things. There's this one abortion joke in the middle of this movie, and I almost lost it. I almost fell on my chair. It was insane. And Lucas Hedges is also in this movie too. Lucas Hedges, he's in this and Three Billboards, 2 Oscar nominees in the same year, Best Picture nominees in the same year. Lucas Hedges, you are going places, man. He has supporting character. He's not in it a whole lot, but when he is in it, he really does well. And yeah, Lady Bird was just a really fun time. A really great, again, coming of age. I think coming of age movies are one of my best favorite kind of movies, because I guess it just hits really home to me. Me being 19 years old and going to Colorado College or university in Colorado. Let me just say that. And just again, it's just one of those things where it just hits very home to me. And Saoirse Ronan, her, the Lady Bird, the movie was funny. It was very well executed, very well written. Greta Gerwig, I think she's one of the few women to be nominated for Best Director. Seriously, I honestly would not be mad if she won. If I'm going to be completely honest, I would not be mad at all. If anything, I kind of hope she wins. I mean, either Guillermo del Toro for Shape of Water, but yeah, I was just. Lady Bird was a really great, heartfelt time, and I would highly recommend seeing already, especially if you grew up in any sort of, no matter what your religion is. In all honesty, I think it's definitely worth seeing. But yeah, I could definitely see. I think Saoirse Ronan won the Golden Globe for Best like Actress. I wouldn't be surprised if she won for Lady Bird, honestly. And I also wouldn't be surprised if Darkest Hour won something. The next film I'll talk about again. I didn't get a chance to review Darkest Hour because I already beat you guys over the head with why I didn't review these two movies. And yeah, Darkest Hour. It's like I saw the what the. I'm sorry about all the background noise, guys. It's just it's been a pretty busy night. I'm filming this in my lobby because my roommates are using the room right now. But yeah, Darkest Hour was every year at the Oscars, there's always like one historical drama that gets nominated, and honestly, I can see why. Like Gary Oldman as Winston Churchill. Winston Churchill, like I'm a pretty big history guy, and I gotta say, Winston Churchill is one of my favorite historical figures because he was so inspirational. And they're just he basically saved the country during World War II. Saved a lot of people during World War II, the Allies and all that good stuff. It's like, I remember when I was in 6th grade, like I made a presentation for Alexander the Great, and I used a Winston Churchill quote with my presentation. It was like, success is not final, failure is not fatal. It's the courage to continue that counts. Like, guys, that quote speaks a lot of truth. There's a lot of Winston Churchill quotes that speak a lot of truth. Like, he also said, like, never, ever, 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 ever give up. Like, there really is no such thing as failure. Like, I think Thomas Edison was, like, when he invented a light bulb, it took him 10,000 tries to get it to work. And he said, like, I have not failed. I found 10,000 ways that do not work. So, yeah. Anyway, history lesson over. Like, Gary Oldman as Winston Churchill absolutely nails it. Like, he's funny, he's gripping, he's intense, like... He was everything that I wanted Winston Churchill to be, and like the way the film looks fantastic. Like, its execution and cinematography, like its darker colors, like it did a really great job of capturing the whole essence of like World War II United Kingdom. Like it really did. And yeah, like when I saw this movie, I was still recovering from wisdom teeth. So yeah, This film definitely made wisdom teeth a lot more, recovering from that a lot more tolerable. And, yeah, like, there really isn't much else to be said, because, again, Darkest Hour is just, if I had to rate my scale of 0 to 10, like, I'm sorry I didn't do this for Lady Bird, but I would give it a 9 out of 10. And Darkest Hour, I would give it a very solid 8 out of 10 stars, because it is a really likable film. And definitely worth seeing, especially if you're into World War II history. Like, I'm a descendant of World War II survivors, so, like, this film, like, really speaks a lot. And, yeah, like, Winston Churchill, like, the guy's a legend. He's, like, captured excellently in this film. Like, yeah, again, Gary Oldman. Wouldn't be surprised if he wins Best Actor. Oh, actually, that's almost a given. Like, that, like, when you see that, it's like, you see a trailer for this film, I'm just like, Oscar bait! And, yeah, the Oscar bait was a success, as you guys can obviously tell. All right, the last film that I want to talk about is The Boss Baby. I did finally get around to seeing The Boss Baby. Like, and guys, because, when I saw this, like, I was just baffled, because I heard about, like, how poor the critical reception was for Boss Baby, and I saw how it got nominated for Best Animated Film, but not, like, Lego Batman Movie or Captain Underpants, or, there were plenty of animated films this year that are definitely more deserving the nomination than Boss Baby. That was my initial response, but I was like, wait, I still haven't seen The Boss Baby, and I have heard some people defend it and say that, yeah, it's a great film, so I'm like, okay, I'll check out The Boss Baby for myself, just to see, like, if the Academy is right or wrong about this. And after seeing The Boss Baby, guys, I can say it's not unbearable. I didn't hate it. I don't even think I even disliked it. I was just like, it's really, how do I put this? I honestly am torn if I should give it a 4 out of 10 stars, a 5 out of 10 stars, or a 6 out of 10 stars. Somewhere in, like, the meh range, perhaps. Because, The Boss Baby, like, the animation, I honestly can't tell if I should praise it, because the film looks great, and, like, it's brightly colored, and it's clean, and all that good stuff. Well, honestly, I can't tell if I should just say, it's a big down step for DreamWorks. Like, the animation in this movie isn't bad by any means. It's just very different from what DreamWorks usually does. Like, the character designs, like, everyone's eyeballs and pupils in this movie, like, super big, like, almost borderline anime style big. Like, it's kind of, the animation does get a little jarring at parts. And the parts of this film where I think it really shines are the imagination scenes, where, like, this young kid named Timothy, like, he's 7, so he has a very vivid imagination. Like, I still have a super vivid imagination, so I relate to that. And even though that I'm like the only sibling I have is an older sister, so yeah, I'm the youngest. Like even though I may be the youngest, this film, like what Timothy goes through in this movie, definitely has some relatability to it. I don't know, just grow up with a sibling, you just feel that way. Like my sister would be like, "Oh my gosh, Vitas, you're always the center of attention," and you like, and mom, dad expect too much of me. There are plenty of times where you should have gotten in trouble instead of me. Like yeah, there's plenty of like this film made me think a lot about that. But the Boss Baby, when it really starts to go down, is like the second half of this film. Boss Baby's pacing is way too fast. Like it jumps around from like point A to B and C and D and E and F and G and H and I and J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, C, V, W, X, Y, and freaking Z. Like it goes way too fast. And like, there's barely any time to sit down and breathe. Like their parents are going to the airport. This evil business guy. So the baby and Timothy like just haul ass to the airport. And then like, oh, the plane leaves. So like, you're such a baby. No, you're such a baby. And then gets this argument. And then like, oh, there's like creepy like henchmen's chasing them at the same time. And like they go to Vegas and they go into like this Elvis plane where a lot of people dress as Elvis. It's just stupid. The ending of this movie is stupid. And the Boss Baby, yeah, like. Again, it's not unbearable to watch. Like I certainly didn't have like a god awful time with it, but just like comparing it to other animated films that came out this year that weren't nominated, I can say this film does not deserve the nomination for best animated film. Like hell, Despicable Me 3 was more deserving to be nominated than this, if you ask me. All right, yeah, that's basically it. My quick reviews on like if you want to call it that on 3 Oscar nominees. So yeah, who do you guys think is going to win Best Picture? If you guys... Okay, so the Best Picture nominees, I'm going to list them off again, are Call Me By Your Name, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Get Out, Lady Bird, Phantom Thread, The Post, Shape of Water, and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Which one of those films do you think is going to win Best Picture? Like, let me know in the comments down below, please. And yeah, I unfortunately will not be able to make a reaction video to the Oscar ceremony tomorrow night because I have a concert to go to for concert band. Like, I played a tuba. And I joined the concert band, so yeah, we have our first our March concert tomorrow, so I'm gonna have to skip it and dress up. I'm also gonna skip Walking Dead tomorrow night, so yeah, there's not gonna be any Walking Dead reaction tomorrow night either. Sorry if anyone cares, but yeah, even then, I'll still get caught up on what's happening and whatnot. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and hope you guys have had a great Saturday. I hope you guys enjoyed the Skyrim gameplay. More Dawn Guard videos will be coming soon. And yeah, subscribe.